Thank you. Nice to meet you. Hi. Good morning. Hi, good morning. Cheers. Thank you. Good morning. Cheers. Thank you. Yes, of course. All good. You guys all ready? So can I get a music check, please? Sounds good. Time. Judges, good morning, and welcome to what can only be described as the highlight of my coffee career so far. My name is Keith Blackburn and I work for New Kid Coffee, a small coffee roastery set up with the sole intention of raising the profile of specialty coffee in the northwest of Ireland. If any of you guys have been lucky enough to visit Ireland, you'll know that we're a country that's famous for our traditional music, singing and storytelling. Well, you'll be glad to hear I'm not going to sing, but I am going to tell you a story. A story of passion, ambition, innovation, and spectacular coffee. 3.5 years ago, I returned home to the northwest of Ireland after working as a barista in London. The northwest of Ireland is truly one of the most scenic places that you can imagine, with beautiful beaches and unspoiled nature. National Geographic magazine even voted it as the coolest place on the planet in 2017. And cool though it may be, and beautiful it may also be, if specialty coffee is your thing, well, back then job opportunities simply didn't exist. Because in this area of over 10,000 square kilometres, there was one shop where the coffee could be described as any way special. But, as luck would have it, I met Richard, my now boss, and he told me of his plans to open the first specialty coffee roastery in the region, and to bring big city coffee to this remote area. I was being handed an unmissable opportunity to bring my love of specialty coffee to the people that I loved at home. And just as I thought everything was finally falling into place, COVID arrived. Overnight, everything stopped. Lockdown turned life into a relentless cycle of wake up, go to work and go home. Like everyone, I have a lot more spare time on my hands than I was used to. But lucky for me, I had access to an Ikawa sample roaster, so I was able to use my spare time and dedicated to giving myself an education in roast profiling, exploring in depth different regions, varietals and processes. As coffee events moved online, I found myself tasting coffee simultaneously with a farmer, exporter and roasters from all over the world. And using the Ikawa and third wave water, we were able to effortlessly share roast profiles and brew using uniform water in order that we could all embark on the exact same sensory journey together. For me, this was truly transformative. As restrictions finally started to ease, I saw my new coffee friends attend last year's final in Milan. I watched online in amazement as these incredible professionals not only brewed up the best coffees in the world, but did it with such grace and stage presence. It was inspiring to watch, but it made me wonder, could I ever do that? Well, my favorite thing to do is to brew coffee for friends, especially a coffee that's interesting or unusual. So I thought, how much harder could it be to do that for a panel of judges? Well, actually a lot harder as it turns out. I knew that this would push me way out of my comfort zone. But I also knew that if I could refine my skills and compete, the most important thing that it would do would be to start a conversation at home as to what's a coffee competition, or more importantly, what is specialty coffee? In order to pull this off successfully and to raise the profile of specialty coffee, I knew that I would need an exceptional coffee. Well, lucky for me, I had discovered one during these lockdown roast sessions. Through our relationship with Kat and Pierre at Cata Export, we were put in touch with Nestor Lasso at Finca El Diviso. Now, not only is this a great coffee, it also comes with a great story. 5 years ago, in Huila, Colombia, an area now famous for producing exceptional competition coffees, Nestor and Adrian Lasso took over their family farm and teamed up with Jon Vergara, combining their farms to create Finca El Diviso, but more importantly, combining their knowledge to create new levels of coffee quality. El Diviso is located at an altitude of 1,700 meters above sea level in the Magdalena Valley. It is situated precariously between two active volcanoes which create a unique microclimate across the farm. This, coupled with a nitrogen-rich volcanic soil, creates ideal growing conditions, allowing Nestor to cultivate outstanding varietals with bright acidity and complex and diverse flavour profiles. Rather than just adopt the traditional growing methods used by their parents, these young innovators chose to push the limits of specialty coffee. Their highly progressive approach is to discover new methods of improving cup quality, and the team rigorously experiment with process and fermentation in order to create unique and internationally renowned cup profiles. After tasting hundreds of coffees, I can assure you that this is my favourite coffee. I've even heard this coffee described as a party in your mouth. Who doesn't like to party? So the varietal that I'm going to share with you today is Pink Bourbon, a rare hybrid of the red and yellow varietals. Even in these ideal growing conditions, Pink Bourbon is challenging to cultivate, requiring Nestor's constant care and dedication to maintain its overall health. It is also grown under a natural shade, and whilst this allows the cherries to mature slowly, it tends to result in lower yields. The payoff, however, is that we get cherries that are of a much higher quality. As the cherries mature slowly at different rates, careful hand selection is necessary to ensure that each and every cherry is picked at its ripest state, preserving their dense nutrients. Scientific examinations of this varietal have found it to contain higher levels of glucose than most other coffees, and this imparts a sweeter coffee, a richer mouthfeel, and this is where our notes of cacao nibs and blueberries are going to come from. After harvest, Nestor has developed his own take on anaerobic processing in order to unlock this coffee's full potential and to convert those dense nutrients, like glucose and fructose, from the fruit into the seed. The first step is to take the cherries to a fermentation tank and deprive them of oxygen for a period of 50 hours at a temperature of 18 degrees. Then re-expose them to an oxygen-rich environment for a period of 50 hours at a maximum temperature of 42 degrees, before once again depriving them of oxygen for 30 hours at a temperature of 18 degrees. The final step is to dry the coffee at a marquee. Interrupting the drying at 18% humidity, the coffee is transferred into black plastic bags, where it is left to rest in a cellar without light. The coffee is then brought out to continue dry to reach 11% moisture, and this process not only highlights the varietal's natural characteristics, but it also intensifies the complex and diverse flavours that we're going to experience in the final cup. So I'm brewing for you today using a 1 to 17.5 ratio, 16 grams of coffee to 280 mils of water, using distilled water that has been remineralized, using Third Wave Water's unique blend of calcium citrate, sodium chloride, and magnesium sulfate. Not only does this improve clarity of flavour and vibrancy, it also makes perfect brew water simple and easily repeatable, which is essential if, like me, that you're travelling to the far side of the world to brew coffees. I'm brewing for you today using the Haro V60 decanter with the plastic insert dripper. The plastic insert and flavour notes of cacao nibs, spiced banana rum, and blueberry. As the coffee cools, the body becomes more elegant. We're going to get flavour notes of guava, yuzu, jackfruit, and something else. Whenever you're done, judges, I'll pour for you. It's been a fantastic experience to be here with you today, judges, to celebrate specialty coffee. To get the chance to travel and to network with other competitors who share my drive and ambition is the real joy. And while we all have different reasons for competing, what's clear and important is that we all have a reason to be here. And there's a better coffee world for it. My reason for competing has been twofold: to celebrate Nestor's hard work at farm level, but also to raise the profile of specialty coffee at home by starting a conversation around coffee. And if it gets people asking me questions, what is a coffee competition? How does it work? Or why are you doing it? Then I know I've succeeded in making the first step in converting people to our amazing world of specialty coffee so that they can get the same joy and pleasure from coffee as we do on a daily basis. Judges, thank you for your time.